Ohio Valley, like which is the upper south and the lower north. And that's because that's where they really interacted a lot. The pioneers or invaders with the native people, the Indians. Actually, that started east of Appalachia. I've studied this quite in depth, like even before they passed the mountains from the East Coast. They already had most of the herbs that were famous among the Native American practitioners already were adopted into the white man's medicine. But where they really grow in abundance is in the Ohio Valley, so that in some ways, Western herbalism is really founded upon that geographical area, excuse me. And it's really clear that they hardly used any European plants until after about 1920, 1910 at least.
Mm-hmm.
And they used a few like lemon balm and things and thyme, but I mean things that were easy to grow in the garden that came with the pioneers. And of course sometimes the know-how went the other way with natives people using plantain, for instance. But I mean there'd be quite a few you can see where they adopted something that the white people had brought with them even as weeds. But
Right.
yeah, so Western herbalism is very much probably 80% at least of the herbs grow in that area. And then yeah, there's some from the boreal north, far north. Um, but a lot of those herbs have tended to die out of practice. There's some from the East Coast, like say bayberry bark, which was used a great deal. It's not used as much now because it's not in that central area. And then as settlers went west over the plains, then we picked up other ones like yucca root and ocotillo and a bunch of, they were slow to end. Some of these didn't enter into Western herbalism until Michael Moore came around and really studied this subject and introduced them. He has three books out there, and he was an herbalist in New Mexico and Arizona. And his books cover California and the Pacific Northwest as well. And so we finally get to California. I'd say there's not a lot of California herbs unless you live in California. But I know like the California herbalists use American spikenard or California spikenard, which was really popular among the Indians in the East, Northeast in Canada. But it's kind of fallen out. It's still, you can get it in the herb store. Not quite as popular, but the Californians use that one a lot. Their variety, which is for all practical purposes identical. Then we have some herbs like elder, which just grow everywhere, which we did get from the European tradition. And so, yeah, so there are these biases definitely in Western herbalism and and then there's Chinese herbalism. They even use hawthorn differently than we do.